next move, both hands become fists. Yeah. So from here, both hands become fists and press down. So in a way, it's already like from here, closing, and then when we make the fists, it's a bit like we're opening and then pulling back. Yeah. So when we're pulling back, we're doing making fists, pressing down, and then like hanging up. Yeah, so the back of the fist has pungent, and then turning and pushing over. And this is when we change weight to the right. Yeah? So from here, press, then hanging up, here, gua, then lu, you push and press, and then the right fist is on center line, and elbow knee connected on the right side. Yeah? So to make it big, it's like this dantian rotation. Yeah? So from here, press, and then dantian turns. Yeah? And then it continues to turn that way. So from here, pull, then turn, and then go to the left again and pounding down. But both palms are basically facing one another. So we are not like skewed or whatever. Yeah, but from here, the palms are like this. Yeah, so like you're grabbing something and then throwing it around. Yeah. So from here, from fists, hanging up, lu, like turn, and then elbow first, yeah, elbow, and then fist, and then you turn. Yeah? And the name of the posture even has a description. Yeah, so you like pressing from the waist and then pressing down from elbow and fist. The left fist is basically in line with the left knee. Yeah. So from here, the next movement, we're pushing with the left leg, and the right fist is coming up, a bit like an uppercut, and then both hands come in. Yeah. So like this. Yeah. You could bring the power to the fists, like in an infighting situation. Yeah, like closing your opponent. But you could also go to the elbow. Yeah? So from here, like this, yeah? Hitting outwards. Yeah, you can decide what's best. So from here, both hands are drilling down. Yeah. So from here, hanging up, change weight, sink, pound, then punching up, drilling down, drilling up. And then both hands open, we change weight to the left, and then when the right hand is connected to the right foot, we open, and they're both facing to the outside. And now, the left hand, it has this circle, right? So it's also pushing into that direction. It's not first opening, but it's pushing forward. But it's quite important from here, the left side is not pressuring from the hand, but you're pressuring from the elbow. Yeah. So this is your point of contact, or your BDN, yeah, the point of force. And it's not the hand. Yeah, you're not pushing like this, but like this from your elbow. Yeah. And then both hands are basically looking into that direction. So from here, we pull, turn, yeah, stay connected, elbow, knee and stuff, and then from here, jumping, yeah? And then from here, we're hitting up, changing intention to the left, drilling up, changing weight to the left, open, and on the left hand side, elbow, knee, stay connected. And then from here, when we change, we're pushing forward. Yeah, so from here, now, this is more like an opening movement. Yeah, now the left elbow, it doesn't really move out, but it's basically the counterpoint for your hand to push forward. And you're not pushing with both hands. And then the right hand turns, and then the movement is finished. We want to show a couple of applications from this movement, so it's easier to understand why we're training that way. So from here, you can always think about it from a more like a grappling or in-fight perspective.
Now, like if your opponent puts pressure on you, you can't really move your arms very well, right? So because he controls my upper arms. So, but if we are like spiraling out, we can kind of easily control the other person. Yeah. So we're not like giving in to the power of the opponent, but we're also not resisting it, but we're just like moving around. Yeah. So then basically you can go towards the head quite easily. Now, if we think about the other side, it's basically the same. So he's basically giving me some power like this, and then we can turn the hand and then put forward the elbow. Yeah? So then this kind of breaks the power on the other side. So from here, like together, these movements will look like this. Yeah? So you have control here, and you have control with the head. So from here, the next step is like you're doing this kick with the leg. Okay, so from here, you're like going here, turning around, and then of course you can step in from the outside. Yeah. When you step in from the outside, this will basically break your opponent's structure. You can also, of course, come in from the inside, and then you can break the structure from the inside. So basically, this happens to the structure. Yeah. So together, the movement will look like this: from here, going over, pushing, yeah, then giving the optional knee strike, and then you can also step in here. And now, of course, there are some options. Like for example, if he's pressuring, okay, one option is if his power is strong here, you can do a china here, and then basically mirror the movement to the other side. Okay? So then you basically mirror like this. So from here, he's strong here. So I can't go further. Yeah, I could hit him, but it wouldn't be like too hard. Then I can use this as a china technique, and then go to the other side, and then you can finish him. Throw him to the other direction. Yeah. So that would also be like a good option in case you notice, okay, the power is too strong here, and then he's coming also forward with his head. So you could also do something like a splitting movement where you do something like this. Yeah. So it starts off like this movement, but then it finishes slightly differently from here. And of course you could also optionally use the leg technique. Yeah, so that would be nice. Now we could also talk about Shenfa, because if he's pressuring you and you're just moving the arms like this, it won't really put too much pressure on him, right? So what we want to train is like to internalize the force. So from here, it's basically a whole body force with this movement. Yeah? And then you can already see, I'm not even doing anything with the arms yet, but it has a different kind of transmission of power. So if we're using our Shenfa, the way we've trained it in the form, then you can go around this force and move your opponent, and then add much more power than you could do otherwise. Yeah? So this is why the training of the Shenfa is so important, and then you can just do it quick. Yeah? And just have a lot of impact. Yeah? Now, of course, as I said, like you could also do it on the other side, and then basically mirror the movement to this side. Yeah? Better for the camera. Yeah? The other side. Yeah, so from here, heading out, and then either stepping in or stepping out, depending on your range. Yeah? If you're stepping in, you could of course also add a bit of spiraling, and then it's quite easy to throw them there. Yeah? So, what another option would be, something I wouldn't really do, but from here, like you're stepping in like this, then you have the china, and then you're hitting out like this. Yeah? So that would also be an option, more from the movement from here coming in, and then you're so this movement. Then I would be entering from the first or second gate here, going down, and then you can do this kind of technique. And you're adding to the power because you have also the splitting idea from left and right hand. Yeah, so from here, going down, and then you can do this, or you can do it to the face, of course. Yeah. So these would be some options. Like from earlier, like this movement, I think it's more easy to see what its use is, but from here you can also like basically bring the person down and then throw him into this direction. Yeah? So you have more like this kind of movement, and then you can do the throw. Yeah? So then you would be hitting like here the face, and then here you either do a lock here, and then move him to there, or you're hitting into the ribs. Yeah? So you could also just apply this movement more like from a hitting sort of thing. Yeah? So from here, going up, hitting out, and then this punches into this direction. Yeah? Again, if it's only the arms, it's not so powerful, but if you're using yongfa, you will add a lot of power to the punch. So if we come from this move, hit out, and then we have this sort of idea here. So from here, the first one is like you move in and then you move out. Now if you move in, be careful, the elbow shouldn't collapse, yeah? But rather we need to create some punch in so that our opponent is not really free to move. Yeah? Of course you'd also have a small china here. Yeah? But from here we're not going for the china, but rather just so we can hit out with the back fist, and then of course we can turn, and then this fist can add to the power either to the ribs or here towards the shoulder. Yeah, so this movement. Now, of course you can always combine the movement, but I like to think of it like more like a single technique sometimes. It's from here, yeah, the next movement would be either like an uppercut sort of thing, yeah, like this. You could use this power to punch upwards, or you go in and you are like closing your opponent. Yeah. So from here you can step forward and close your opponent like this, and then you can basically hit down. Yeah. So of course just hitting down wouldn't really work. Yeah, like this, because his power is too strong here. But also, what would I really hit? Yeah, because he's strong here. But of course, if you like apply a china technique to the hitting down technique, then you can see if he's going down, then you can hit a lot of interesting spots. Yeah, so from here it's like going up, and then go down. You can also use the elbow if that's more convenient. Yeah. Now this is this movement. Yeah. Now you can also see from the next movement, yeah, you can go upwards, drill upwards, and then turn our opponent around. So this is then this move. Yeah. So from here, we're using again our yongfa to go down. Now I'm drilling up again, here to the face and here to the shoulder, and then turning around again. And then of course you could apply this kind of step. Yeah? But these are just techniques. It's not meant to be like the single most interesting thing you do when you have contact with an opponent. It's just one option.